Dude, well, wait, sorry, I shouldn't start off so strong. I'm excited because I did a thing. Um, I was reading up on a lot of the development of other tile-based games, like, and like researching some inspirations and stuff like that, like Fire Emblem and what's the one that I just got on Steam and enjoyed for a little bit? It's the one with the. That's what they want me to say. It's the one with the cute dog unit, but it's very much like Advance Wars, but modern day, like a lot more so than Fire Emblem. But well, I was studying some intelligent systems games like Fire Emblem and Advance Wars and stuff like that, and other more recent games whose names I can't remember. I realized, and oh yeah, I saw this really cool article too. The point is, in voxel games like Minecraft and in board like tile based games, it's a lot more useful to validate moves, whether a move is legal, by checking if it has an adjacent tile in any direction. So obviously in this game, so far the thing is that you can only move one tile in an adjacent direction, and or like you can only move one space, you know, and like less abstract, just you can only move to an adjacent tile. So I came up with this method, and I gotta throw that away because that was when I was testing it. Define adjacents, which was hell for the last 24 hours. It wasn't really that bad. I was just, I haven't brushed up on my arrays, stuff like that. And I was running into a whole bunch of errors. No index out of bounds, which is nice, but it was all null reference exceptions because it didn't like the fact that I had a temporary or a local variable here that was of type tile controller, and obviously I was using this to set the reference to, so like current equals get tile at, so I was accessing my tile map, and my cat's on my table now. What's up, you? So yes, I was doing all that. I had the temporary variable, and it was hard to directly reference. It was just difficult to reference my class before, because if you'll note, let's see my adjacents. Yeah, my adjacents wasn't booleans before. It was all tile controllers, which stored live references to the tile controllers of the adjacent tiles, which actually I didn't know could be such a bad idea, but I read up on it a little bit on why like I tried almost everything I knew of to store live references to scene objects in my adjacents, but I never realized that could be a bad idea. Like I just didn't know. So instead, I did the closest thing that I could do to that, which is not storing a live reference directly to them, but storing a boolean as to whether or not they exist. So this is I won't say optimized, but highly refactored code that I came up with for checking if my tiles on the array are all Gucci or not. So like my array goes from, let's do top and scroll over here. Look at me, I feel so savvy. Anyway, and I don't want to see this light here. So yeah, I don't want to see that, and I don't want to see that. No thank you, for right now. So obviously, my array has a length. Let's count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So technically a length of 8 and a width of, or depth of, I think it was 6. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so that's 6. So yeah, basically I'm checking, like for this one doesn't exist, so we just break out of that iteration. Then we check this guy. So he doesn't have a north tile, he does have an east, he does have a south, and he doesn't have a west tile. So I came up with oh ew, my cat's just purring next to me. Oh hi, I didn't know you wanted to be up here. Well, you can stay. But yeah, and now she's hitting my monitor. What a pain. Yeah, so what was I gonna say? Yes, I was just defining all of those, and I had to store them as booleans, and finally I couldn't access it was really hard again to just like do the adjacents like that, so I just instantiated a new adjacent for when I was done finding out which one had north, south, east, and west adjacent tiles. So basically in the UI, this will make it super easy for me to check if a move is legal. And obviously this is like a quadruple failsafe, because the way that I want it to work, or the way that I see in mind, is like we'll have like not an isometric view, well, unless they want it to be one, but something like a view over top, sort of like this, on one side of the field or something, or maybe let's just do top again. So I obviously the ones that are clickable are going to be like legal moves. So if I have a unit on here, and then I click on the unit, and then I'm like, yo, move over here. Obviously this is going to be a legal move because I can click on it. However, I'm quintuple checking that nothing can go wrong by somehow hitting something over here or over here, even though they don't exist. So I don't know. Maybe it's being overcautious, and I spent a day working really hard on where I just kept myself up for nothing. But now I know at least how to work a lot better with arrays. I really like this Boolean formatting and refactoring this guy. I had a fun time. I colored them when I was checking too. So I made the whole thing. You saw that I took out the start coroutine thingy. Whoops. And that was because I made this whole define adjacents into an IEnumerator and stepped through it in real time, and it was very fun to watch. Granted, it was not very fun to debug some of the times, but that was just because of things I did not know. So as we continue, now this system is done, and I'm going to assume that we have like I don't know. This just allows more safekeeping and functionality if we have like flying units or stuff like that, because I don't know, it's just useful. So in any case, I think this game is interesting so far, at least the way that I'm approaching making it, because I have an interesting splice between in early, like, let's pull up an image of like a Thracia 776. I think it was 7, yeah. So in games like these are all tiles and stuff like that, but they did not have colliders for me to check, for me to validate which thing is on. So that's sort of a double failsafe that I've developed, like a system that is a failsafe for whatchamacallit, any incorrect assignment or definition that goes on in my turn system, which shouldn't go wrong. But even if it does, I have these guys over here, and I might have to take them out for optimization, depending on what, like Jeff says, as I approach the end of the game's life cycle, which I am far from. And I appreciate that, because it means that there's a lot more work to be done, and obviously there's just so much to learn. So yeah, all the tiles in this game don't have colliders. It's all based on, presumably based on definitions and assignments from the turn script, or the whatever turn system that these guys have. And that's completely awesome. It just makes me extremely happy. So the next step, and I need both to test exactly where I'm going with this. So the next step is either making the UI that makes my turn system instances, which may have to come second, or actually finalizing my turn system, because I've got to make some design decisions again here. So obviously I was talking about, like, it prompts you like it's your turn. Oh, ew, what the? Oh, I never knew I could affect the playback speed. Ew. Anyway, let's make a little map here on Zen. Oh man, I'm so glad I got that done. That makes me very happy. So it is the last day of the year. Next steps. So let's map my stuff out here. Let's get organized a little bit. So the battle UI, and I need turn system. Haha, funny. Anyway, save that to documents. No, oh, sorry. 31. Oh. So 31. Klayble next steps. That's a valid file name. Ooh, excuse me. And I'll do this. I always, after using Xbind for a little bit, I like the multi-branch color. It makes me smile. Because look at that now. So there's the UI and turn system. So the battle UI manipulates and oh yeah, I need a game manager class too. Let's see, it manages the turn system and battle UI guys. The whole flow of the game. So yeah, we'll set these guys to both go over here. So I believe it's we'll just add a relationship. Ew, that doesn't work. Wump, wump. And let's see, this would be a more, I just want a straight arrow, that's all I really want, but that's all good. Ew, what the, well, as I struggle with this arrow, I need the UI and the turn system. So I need the things that define my game's logic and the way my game plays. And then I have my game manager to control the flow of the game. And then I need to draft, create example cards, deck masters, teams, etc. And then attacks, I have to say attacks instead of teams too, just because that's a more tangible logic or words that I use in the game. Yeah. So I have a relationship between these two. I have a relationship between those two. Maybe I just make them loose steps. Stop this madness. There we go. You have our little title block over there in the center, and yeah, because I don't. Those are kind of loose concepts that I have to. Manage. And in any case. So yes, like I said, the UI turn system. And yeah, I don't know if I documented, I think I did, but I haven't uploaded it yet, my refactoring of the battle piece thingy. Now I have battle pieces and battle interactables, and I'm thinking I can group them with some sort of interface, but because these battle fellas are somewhat so this is a hard thing as well, because I don't know if I want them as classes, like in instance. So, oof, I almost had to burp for a second. I don't even know why. So say this is my example card, and he's got a battle card script on him. So he is of type battle piece, but the only thing about him is that what was I gonna say? They don't have any methodology to attack. Yeah, they don't have any implementation of attacking, moving, or anything like that. And I think these guys should do it on their own. So yeah, I think that's the way that happens. But I had a thought otherwise earlier. Like, it might have just been drivel from my mind. But yeah, so each individual battle piece should battle piece or battle interactable, if they want to move, should implement their own move methods and stuff like that. So I think it would be good to define an interface to group those now. But the thing was, for my yeah, I also wanted to do there's a way to do what I think I want to do. So say I have a turn for this guy and I want him to move, right? So maybe I want to move him whoops, to this tile, which is the adjacent north tile to the tile that he's on right now, the origin. And just so I didn't mess anything up, I'm scared. No, stop this. Okay, I think we're all good now. So yeah, I want to move this guy over here. But in the UI, I'll have to select when it's this guy's turn, when he's prompted, it'll say, it's Chris's turn, it's card model's turn. And then we hit move, like a move button somewhere down here or something. And then it'll highlight the tiles that are the neighbors of this tile. So, or it'll either do that, or another way that we could do that is I was thinking of creating a prefab, instantiating a prefab of ooh, and I can store them like elsewhere, so it'll be super easy to do that. Some sort of prefab or effect that I can touch, that I can click with my mouse, and then, or yeah, so I'm thinking like something that highlights the tiles, a little flame or a little glowing thingy or something that that you can select for the valid moves. Because you know the little like red move thingy? Let's see a good example of one. Yeah, sort of like this. So maybe yes, I know how I do this. Okay. I can apply a selected material to them. I'm sorry if I'm talking crazy idiot talk. I can't help it. So what I'm saying is let's Xmind it, because I think that's the closest way I can transfer this information easily to you. So in the battle UI, we're going to have to let's see. Let's the player select what battle actions to use for their cards are to use for their battle pieces. And now, why would we do that? There we go. So let's the player select what battle actions to use for their battle pieces. Also, I wanted to do perhaps clickable, like implements. What is it? I mouse enter exits. So let's enumerate the things that we want to do. So battle actions are, and then we'll do attack, move, use item, pass. That'll probably be a thing too. The thing is that deck masters will have different battle actions than our battle cards and stuff like that. So part of the interface implementation of them is that oh, that's hard. I'm thinking of too much at the same time. I'm losing 5-dimensional chess. It's hard to like really talk about what I'm saying. And the reason for that is because I'm thinking of the battle UI, the turn system, and the individual functionalities of my dear friends, battle card, battle deck master, battle interface, and battle piece, all at the same time. So stuff's hard. Oh, elementals, wrong. At least I know I don't want that. So let's see about my, I think this is open too. We don't need these anymore because I explained that was a recap. So battle actions. I think it's important as well to store whether or not, so these are obviously battle actions, but a deck master has different actions or unique actions compared to the ones enumerated here. So I'm not sure if I should enumerate another duplicate list of battle actions, but call them deck master actions, where it's attack, move, and spawn instead of interact, or if I have a different implementation for interact per each one. Because from what I know, and from how I imagine, let me just do this so I don't dox my friends and everything. Yeah, from what I know, then we have a card can move and attack and pass probably, and that might just be it. But yeah. And then my game manager determines the logic of all of that and stuff like that. So I'm thinking of too much at once. It's hard to parse this into smaller bits. Okay, because I'm thinking about the absolute minutia of my battle UI and the decent minutia of these guys at the same time. So I'm gonna try and clear my mind and think only on what is important to me right now. So a game manager will come after I do my UI and turn system. I have to decide on which of these to do first, and I think that turn system is the correct option, such that I can move my things first. And yes. This is sort of the this text sort of defines the relationship to move on to my next point. Whoop. Yes, okay. This seems a lot better. It almost looks very, well, it is mental mapping. I was gonna say, it would almost be dumb of me to say it looks like a grouping of neurons, like with all the little ends at the end and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't care. Yes, where was I? Yes. Sorry for being quiet. I see. I'm going to have to do the turn system first, and this is where I will create the systems to do my turns. I'll worry about the UI elsewhere, but I have to get a turn system working first. So let's think. I want to delete this. Yes, because tiles are not battle pieces, but they do belong to the battle. Or yes, they belong. So let's think about let's just restrict our view to battle actions. So these are the actions, and we can interact with certain tiles, and then we can, yeah, that's all that I need to know for there right now. The thing is, deckmasters can spawn things, right, on these special tiles, and that's like a whole system that I'll have to come up with later, and my mind immediately jumps to think of it now, and I'm fighting that. So I won't do that, at least now. So we have a public enumeration of our battle actions. I think that we should possibly implement or create a battle interface to group my pieces and my interactables. Not that because they're technically unrelated so far. Like, one does not inherit from the other. What? A battle? That is incorrect. This is not true. A battle interactable is just anything that's on the field. Let's look at my definition of battle piece again. So I have a board position and a piece name. So never mind, we don't need an interface to group this. And I think I meant to implement from battle piece, or to extend battle piece. So let's do this. Oops. Excuse me, fellas. Let's see, there we go. So I have all these guys, and see, the thing is, if I mark any of these as abstract, then they cannot. So here's a little trouble that I'm running into as well with the abstract keyword C#. So I'm wondering if fields have to be abstract as well. Public abstract int get area, so that's a function that declares no body. Yes, because I would like to, I like my abstract class definition, but I don't want to have to duplicate an implementation for things on their own, you know? Oh, my mind is running a million miles a minute, but I'm controlling it, which is nice. Let's see. I would like little folders in here to like do my solutions, but it's all good. I like my little, these guys. It detects that the scope of my little namespace here, which is pretty nice. Sorry, I just got so caught up in that. That was so fun. So originally, what I had in mind for my move turn was yeah, I'll create another script for that. I'm worrying about whether you click the tile, so you can move to a tile for the target, or you click on something else. I'm gonna keep working on this for the rest of the day, and unfortunately I won't show you guys because I'm gonna take a bathroom break. It's also the 31st, so I'm kind of hungry too. I'll get some food. But yeah. So to review some of the improvements we made, the whole adjacent definition system really helps probably, and it acts as the 90th failsafe, which is awesome because it's always good to be safe, especially with volatile data and stuff like that. But yes, that's pretty much all so far. I'll continue this at another time. Thank you and goodbye.